Hello all you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Britik coming fast with another fault guide, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes that new players make. So I'll be pointing these out. Hopefully you guys can learn something from this if you are indeed new. If you're not very new, then this video might not be super useful for you, but regardless, if you do enjoy it, if it does help, please drop a like, and let's try to get this done in less than 5 minutes, shall we? Now, the first mistake that I see a lot of new players making in Fault is their map awareness or lack thereof. They're not paying attention to their minimap, they're not using wards to help them understand where the enemy is on the minimaps, and they are making questionable decisions such as overextending in lane, pushing it too far up without knowing where the enemy jungler is or the enemy mid laner, and they're leaving themselves wide open for ganks. So a couple tips to help you guys with map awareness is just start looking in the top right corner a bit more. I personally look in the top right corner basically 95% of the time, unless I'm in the middle of a team fight and I really have to focus on my aim. Otherwise, get used to looking up there, use wards, and actually start using the comm system as well, which should be by default bound to your C key on keyboard, and start using the comm system and communicating to your team and teaching them, hey, my enemy's missing mid lane, careful right lane, careful left lane, stuff like that. All of that is intertwined, and it will help you improve your map awareness as you game and put more hours into Fault. Now, the second mistake that I see a lot of new players make is tied very closely to the first one, and that's tunnel vision. They get so focused on their own lane, they get so focused on getting that last bit of farm in the lane before rotating, or getting the tower before rotating. They don't realize that sometimes it's more important to just ditch a couple minions in order to save a teammate's life, or get a kill on the enemy team if they're caught off guard. Okay, if your teammates are getting invaded, if your jungler is getting invaded, drop in your lane and help your jungler, because if your jungler dies because you were selfish enough to sit in lane and just get another 2 extra minions while your jungler dies, gives XP to the enemy jungler, and is now off the map, making him fall behind even farther, then it's just not a good play for anybody on the team. So definitely prioritize team fights, prioritizing saving your teammates' life, or even catching out the enemies. The more you play, the more you will realize what a good situation to rotate is, and the more you will be comfortable rotating. Don't just tunnel vision inside your lane all day and all game. It's not going to help you or your team as much as rotating and fighting over objectives together. Speaking of team fighting, third mistake that I see a lot is poor positioning during team fights. I see a lot of carries stepping up way too far on the front lines when really they should be protecting their own lives first and foremost. If the carry dies in the team fight, then you are at a big disadvantage. So it's much better to just sit back and hit the front liner instead of just diving straight in and diving their carry as yourself the carry. It just doesn't make much sense. You want to stay alive and rely on your front liners to get in there and deal on that carry. As a support, you have to peel for your carry, make sure you stay alive. As the mid laner, you have to deal as much damage in an AoE as possible and disrupt the team fight as much as possible. So make sure you know what your role is. Make sure you know, hey, I'm the initiator, I'm Kwang, I'm Severog, I'm Greystone. I gotta be the first one to enter the fray and enter the fight, and I have to hope that my teammates back me up. And again, using the comm system, using the pings to signal to your team, hey, let's attack mid lane, hey, let's group up, hey, let's go to Orb Prime. This will help your team follow up on you and help you with your positioning in the team fight in general as well. The fourth thing that I see a lot of new players make as a mistake is inefficient itemization. They're not finishing their items. They're just taking pieces of items and just building it out in their item bar before actually completing the items. What you want to try and do is you want to fully complete an item, get it to that late game tier item that costs around 3,000 gold or so, or whatever it might be, and then move on to your next item. There are some exceptions. If you back with about over 1,000 gold, but you still need 1,000, 1,200 for that final upgrade, then maybe start working on your next item just a little bit. Spend like 400 or 500 gold onto the first item for your next item, for the first part of your next item, and then just finish that last item a little bit later. As you play more, you'll realize what will be good and what isn't going to be good when it comes to itemization and what is proper and what is improper, but that will come with time. At least start finishing your items to their final potential, to their final build, up all the way at the top of the tree before you move on to the next items. And that should help you out a lot because you get so many more stats, and sometimes you get even awesome passives alongside those stats. And the fifth thing that I see happening a lot is inefficient farming and poor lane management. And just missing last hits, or just literally holding down the auto attack button instead of letting your minions whittle down the enemy minions' health before you just get the last hit and that's it. People not freezing lane when they're supposed to, people not pushing lane when they're supposed to. And a good rule of thumb here is if there's no objectives to rotate too soon or to take on the map, you can kind of chill in your lane and just freeze it and slowly push it up. If there are objectives that you want to rotate to, you definitely want to get that lane pressure and that lane dominance. You want to make sure that your wave is pushed over the halfway mark of the lane towards the enemy tower so that the enemy team or the enemy member on the enemy team has to deal with that wave. Otherwise, it's going to get shoved under tower and tower is going to start taking damage before they can rotate. That will give you the precedent to rotate first to team fights and team objectives. Stuff like that. Again, a lot of this is going to come with time, just playing the game, more knowledge and stuff like that. And all of these things that I covered, guys, I can make a whole separate video going even more in depth on each and every single one of these topics, which I may or may not do in the future. Let me know in the comments below what topics you want me to make videos on here, because these are all really easy to break down topics, and you could break them down in detail much longer than I have in this video. I just wanted to give you top 5 things that I saw, maybe in case you guys are not noticing this in your own play. Maybe you just needed a wake-up call or really understand, oh, okay, this is what I need to work on. This is the purpose that this video serves, basically. I will probably make more guides on this kind of stuff in the future. So again, drop a like if you did enjoy this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss another Fault guide. And also, don't forget to check me out on Twitch. Hit the follow button. I stream each and every single day at 2 p.m. PDT. It is daylight time right now, or domestic time. I don't know what the D stands for. It's PDT right now, okay? That's what it is right now. 2 p.m. Pacific time, whatever the middle letter is. The U.S. is weird. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. As always, peace. Wait, I have infinite right clicks, but they don't do damage for shit.
We're not seeing it on our end.
Yeah, on our screen.
I'm a Beyblade!